going forward. Okay,
Okay,
we need to go on a timeout now.
Okay.
Listen to the coach of the Nigerian rugby team, the Black Stallions, talking about Bronson, where we had him on the show on Monday, and he talked about a whole lot of issues, especially how Africa can really have a structure to grow the game of rugby.
Yeah, look, we have to first see what the major thing is. I think I keep on talking to most of the journalists about this, is the budget, and what the budget allows. We'll then obviously see what we can do. But if Africa Rugby next year, the West Africa series will hopefully pick up, and then there's also the match between Ghana and Nigeria that is called the President's Cup that must continue as well. We're not going to play it this year, so hopefully it's going to pick up next year if there's budget allowing for this, because you do know that it's private companies sponsoring the rugby at the moment. There's no support currently from or little support from government. So if the companies are struggling financially and they already can't pay the employers on a regular basis, it's going to be a challenge just to get rugby back to where it was and to go beyond. So that is the major challenge that I think, to be honest, as well, I think Rugby Africa needs to do a bit more. There are over 20 odd rugby playing nations, and we need to play. Those that are not in the top tier need to play more regularly. They need to play more test matches, and also, even if it's just sevens, to grow the game in Africa itself. So those are the things that needs to happen. Rugby Africa needs to put in much more money for these sort of things to happen. To give a fair chance for teams in Africa to qualify for HSB7 series and so forth. We've seen what the likes have done with teams that have worked before, like Kenya and Uganda, and at times Zimbabwe, what impact it can have when you play on the HSB7 series. But there needs to be a proper structure in place for these nations to compete when they are allowed an opportunity to play against the best in the world.
That's what we need, just have that particular structure. Because if you check last year, I think he says that only 3 test games. That was what the Black Stallions played. So with COVID-19, there'll be none this year. We have Mother Shitu with us this morning. Good morning, and it's good to have you join us this morning.
It's good to be here, as always. Superb to be among you guys.
It's been a minute. It's been a while we had you on the show, and it's good to have you back. I'm not saying things have returned to normalcy just yet, but things are starting to, ease up a bit, and we're starting to have, a semblance of normalcy back. So it's great to have you back on the show, Mudashiru. And you heard the coach of the Black Stallions talking about inadequate game time for his team, the Black Stallions. You cannot really go to that next level. You cannot really develop if you're not playing enough games. And Cecilia, how many games did they play again?
3 test games.
Yeah,
just 3.
That's not
3
enough.
3 test match. That's it. Was talking about even the rugby sevens. That's easier, for them. Not just talking about the main one before they graduate to HSBC and some other tournament that they're supposed to be playing.
Yeah, interesting for him, since he has been the head coach. A very fantastic appointment the federation made when he came over. We've seen that. Much talk about the Nigerian rugby all the time, unlike in the past that we don't even see them on the newspapers and all that. But his coming has brought about us talking about rugby, and he has actually highlighted what needs to be done or what should have been done. So, and that's the first point of progress in everything we want to do in life. What needs to be done that has not been done. So, and I'm sure you can't just blame it on him. If he has his way, then definitely he will have all these friendlies and test games going on. But fortunately, before the COVID-19, his first game in charge was a friendly against Nigeria and thereabout, and he has been doing so well. And the tournament in Ivory Coast in Cote d'Ivoire, who I think people say we lost to the fact that it was the host nation that did that. Fantastic in his era. I really hope that the federation are giving more support, that all he needs to succeed, because I think he needs a lot of resources beyond him being the head coach. So a fantastic one, and this is one of, he only reminds me of the basketball coach we have, because I think the best we have for rugby is an expatriate like him who has done so well for South Africa. Yes. And you look at his profile and what he has within him, we know definitely he's going to take Nigerian rugby to the next level. Fantastic. We can only hope that And adding to that, I'm sure the COVID-19 era must have been one of the reasons why they've not done as much
Of course,
as
they can't even do anything
Yeah.
this
they
year.
don't do anything.
Yeah,
All
they
right,
don't even
then.
have, because the
Okay.
backing and support is really not there. That's
Yeah.
what he's complaining about.
All
Okay,
right,
Tyra, take a look at
Yeah, before we leave rugby, World Rugby, they have come up with the 2023 qualification principles, the process by which teams will qualify for the Rugby World Cup. And we're going to be focusing on Africa because of Nigeria for obvious reasons. So if Nigeria wants to qualify for the World Cup in 2023, they will have to win the Rugby Africa Cup in 2022 to gain direct qualification, while the runner-up will go to a final qualification tournament. Mudashiru, okay, that final qualification tournament is going to be in November 2022, and will feature 4 teams playing in a round-robin format, with the winner qualifying for the tournament in 2023. And too early to start thinking Nigeria will qualify. Okay, talking about qualification, these are the teams that are already going to the World Cup. We know them already. South Africa, defending champions, of course. Cannot forget what they did in that
England.
final against England.
Sweetest victory ever.
I know, you can say that against Cecilia. Swing low, yeah. Anyways, England, New Zealand, you have Wales, Japan, France. There's also Australia, Ireland, Scotland, Italy, Argentina, and Fiji. These are really the top rugby playing nations in the world. Still, Nigeria qualifying for what are the chances?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
Really?
Because it's possible because we have an option. If you are winning the African Cup, there's always for the runs up to. It's possible.
Can Nigeria be in the top?
Average age of Nigerian rugby player, 35.
Yeah.
So they don't even have the players to feed
For the future.
the national team because they don't have a viable structure that is working. And to even get international players to represent Nigeria is a whole lot of issues. So that's why I was making the face when we were talking about the possibility of winning.
Yeah.
So that's the reason, because there's so many problems. I'm not trying to dwell on the problems. Let's leave it.
Let's just move on.
And just hope and pray
Like
that
I'm hoping, we are
the
all
possibility, a miracle
sure.
happens, and we win, and we'll be at...
Mudashi, don't let Cecilia, whatever she said, dampen your belief and your optimism that the impossibility can actually be possible. That's Nigeria winning or finishing in the top 2 at the Africa Cup. It's still 2 years away from now, so there's still enough time.
Yeah, enough time to prepare.
Anyways,
2020 is gone already, so there's nothing in 2020. So we're talking about 2021. Okay, let's leave it at that.